You did it! Congratulations. My name is Brent Nelson. I'm the principal here at Mora High School. Over here we have Assistant Principal Mr. Bakke, Superintendent Mr. Schultz, our 6 amazing school board members behind them. And we, on behalf of Mora Schools, would like to welcome all of our guests here today, especially those of you who traveled from far, far away. This is a special day for 116 people that are in front of me. This is all about you, so congratulations. I want to point out one other thing that a lot of you already know, and that is that this school was built in 1936. Your commencement ceremony today, June 4th, 2023, marks the final event ever to take place in this building. So that's pretty special. Before I introduce our first speaker, a couple housekeeping items. Bathrooms, drinking fountains, you're going to go out those doors, down the hall. They'll be on the left. If you have little ones or you need to get up and move, if you go out those doors, there is a classroom where this is being live streamed. If you have loved ones that can't be here today, shoot them a text right now. Tell them to go to Mora Schools' YouTube page, and you can find this commencement ceremony being live streamed. When this is over, I'm going to ask that our audience stays seated until the final graduate leaves the gym out of respect of our graduates. And I know it's hot in here. I'll tell you, we've done a lot of these. These take exactly 1 hour. So 2 o'clock, we're walking out the doors. With that, I am happy to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Dan Voce.
Good afternoon. As Mr. Nelson mentioned, I'm Dan Voce, honored to serve as superintendent here at Mora Public Schools. On behalf of Mora Public Schools, the school board, all of our staff here at Mora Public Schools, want to welcome all family members, visitors, and friends to this graduation ceremony. We're gathered here obviously to honor the class of 2023. And so I say congratulations, class of 2023. As Mr. Nelson mentioned, you are the last to graduate at 400 East Maple Avenue here in Mora. And I'll tell you what, you have made a lasting impact at Mora High School. You persevered through a global pandemic beginning in 9th grade when you were sent home. And you persevered. You showed us what it's like to meet every challenge with optimism, determination, and resolve. Your future is bright, and your future is yours. I wish each of you the very best in all your endeavors. Enjoy this special day. You've earned it, and you deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Voce. Next up, we have our senior welcome by Caden Lewis.
It is my pleasure to welcome the class of 2023 families, friends, and staff members to graduation day at Mora High School. Every one of you has made a big impact on the graduates who sit here today. It's weird to think that this is the very last class to ever graduate from this building. We all have so memories in this school. The many times I slipped and fell in the cafeteria, to the times we had senior campouts and we sat in circles and told stories. 6 whole years in this building seems so long, but yet went in a blink of an eye. It's truly an honor to be surrounded by so many important people who have impacted our lives throughout our high school years. We would like to thank the wonderful people here today we call our parents, the people who gave us the most guidance in life. Thank you for pushing us to be who we are today. Thank you for helping us guide us on our own path in life. We'd also like to thank all the staff for helping us grow and learn. Without any of you in our lives, us graduates wouldn't be sitting here today about to walk across this stage. It's been a good 4 years with these people by our sides. Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Caden. Next, we have a senior speech given by Marin Ryan.
Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see all of you. Before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the teachers and staff members throughout the Mora School District who have pushed us to be better students and helped us to be successful. And an extra special thank you to parents for putting up with our roller coaster of emotions, being our taxi drivers, and our personal banks for the past 18 years. We know that for better or for worse, you will always be there for us, supporting us all the way through life's adventures. It feels like just yesterday we were starting high school, and now here we are on graduation day, getting ready to part ways. I want you to take a moment and look around you. Some of our classmates will be lifelong friends, some we might work with, and others will catch up at the reunions. Growing up, I remember wondering what the future might hold, and let me tell you, it's not exactly what I was planning. Over the years, anytime someone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I always had a different answer, whether that was a princess, a teacher, a doctor, nurse, astronaut, or even a YouTube star. But how does anyone know what they want to do for their whole life at the ages of 8 or even 18? It's been quite an adventure, but I'm sure most of us are ready to start the next chapter of our lives. Some highlights during our time at MHS include surviving the pandemic in Zoom. It's nice to be able to interact with my fellow peers and teachers. However, Zoom did show us a wackier side of one another. Attending dances from the cafeteria to formal to prom, experiencing homecoming day, and all the festivities that went along with it. Some of my favorites were the Pep Fests because playing in the band was super fun, and watching everyone compete was a blast, especially Iron Man. Even though Mora is a small town, the school still provides its students with ample opportunities to be involved, whether that be sports, clubs, fine arts, or other activities. There will always be something for everyone. I have so many memories from being active within the school community that will stick with me forever. For all the students who get to attend the new high school next year, you will never get the privilege of wondering whether or not the auditorium lights will stay on during a concert or a performance. You will also be denied the opportunity to go from freezing in Carlstrom's class to sweating in the sauna that is Miss Peacefood's room. But I'm sure somehow you'll manage to make it through the year. As we embark on this next journey, keep in mind that all of our choices have consequences, whether that be positive and or negative. But it's how we react to these situations that allow us to grow and become better people. It doesn't matter what your high school experience was, but I implore you to take these new opportunities and crush it. I want to congratulate the class of 2023 for making it to this day. Lastly, I want to leave you with these two thoughts. Take pride in how far you have come and have faith in how far you can go. And, in the words of Dr. Seuss, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Marin. Next up, we have another senior speech given by Dallas Fix.
Hi, everybody. If you'd asked me at the end of last year if I'd be up here speaking for graduation, the answer would have been a hard no, immediately followed by me telling you that I hate public speaking. But here I am because when I was given the opportunity to speak here, I figured it'd be something I'd regret in the future if I passed it up. So here we go. As most of my classmates know, I'm what you might call a bit of a try-hard or like a sweat when it comes to school. Now, yes, part of that is because for some reason I can't stand anything less than perfect grades, which is sometimes more of a curse than a blessing. But it's also because the main reason I try so hard is that I want to be somebody that any of you guys could rely on if you ever needed help with anything. But one thing I started to notice this year was that I was too busy trying to be the helper that sometimes I refused to let others help me. The eye-opener that brought this to my attention was Mr. Zoka's class at the beginning of this year. I was super nervous because last year's seniors had hyped it up and told us how hard it would be, and English was never something I was super confident in. So on the first essay I wrote for Zoka, I finished my paper and edited it to the point where I figured it was perfect. And then I sent it to one of my classmates for them to edit and see if I'd missed anything, and sure enough, there was a ton of minor errors that I fixed, and it ended up saving me a lot of points that Zoka for sure would have docked. So getting one of my peers to help me showed me that letting people help you is okay. Doing this also led me to work with some people in my grade that, of course, I knew, but I typically didn't work with throughout high school. And in return, I got to know a lot of them a lot better and figured out that we had more in common than I'd previously thought. So not only did relying on my peers help me out in my classes and get rid of some stress, but it also allowed me to develop closer relationships with my peers. This trait is something that shouldn't stop outside of high school. It would surprise you how much you can learn from those around you simply just by asking them for help. Even in the small group of my fellow 2023 MHS graduates, there's an incredible amount of talent in such a wide array of fields. So imagine how much you can learn from others if you expand this idea outside of this school, town, or wherever you find yourself after getting your diploma today. I also want to point out that us in the class of 2023, we do a heck of a job persevering through what seems to me, and I'm sure all of you, like some unfair situations. For starters, we never got to experience the new additions at Trailview since they decided not to renovate it until the year after we all moved to the high school. And then they decide the year after we graduate that everybody should get a fancy new high school that has things like proper air conditioning and heating. But don't worry, I'm not bitter. I'd be a little embarrassed anyways if I was a senior next year and couldn't find my classes like I was in 7th grade again. As we all move on to the next stages of our lives, I'm really going to miss the atmosphere that we as a class created in this building for the past 6 years, and how we were all able to work together to achieve the common goal of being in this gym today. The ability that we all have to work with each other and make the best out of whatever situation is thrown at us is a trait that will carry us all towards success wherever life takes us. Lastly, I'd like to thank everybody in this building right now who have helped us in so many ways to get us this far. We all appreciate you more than you could ever know. And to everybody in my class, feel free to hit me up for homework answers in the future if you need it.
Thank you, Dallas. At this time, we have a special piece by the Mora High School Wind Band. They're directed by our Mora High School band director, Ms. Anna Patnod. Great job, Wind Band. Next up, we have a senior speech given by Zathan Schultz.
Fellow classmates of 2023, today, for the first time since graduation practice, we stand here together, waiting to cross over this stage. Since childhood, we relied on the strength of our parents and teachers for mentorship, guidance, and restraint. But today, we realize that we must take ownership of our lives. Together, we move across the invisible barrier between childhood and adulthood. As adults, we forsake the role of the wanderer and accept the role of the navigator. It is important to note the difference between these two roles. While a wanderer may explore mountains and valleys alike, a navigator marks the path for those to follow. Here in this room, we are surrounded by those who we have followed. We have gotten this far because they have preserved the path. Therefore, as we enter adulthood, we accept both the burden of responsibility and the gift of opportunity. In my original draft of this speech, I digressed into some dulled points of advice pertaining to my love of coffee and a spattering of jokes about both espresso machines and Keurig stocks. But to make things short, the best advice I can give you is to invest in relationships instead of coffee. I am regularly reminded of how grateful I am to have friends who can both listen and challenge my thinking. I don't know how often I can say the same of coffee. As you go out into the world, make friends with the kind of people who can encourage you to go the extra mile. Be the one who goes out of your way to invite someone else to the adventure. Seek to be attentive, creative, and honest with everyone you meet, even those you disagree with. Soon, they will come to accept you. A good man once wrote, "Life is meaningless unless it means something to someone else." Know that wherever you go with your life, there will always be someone who looks up to you. There will always be someone who needs an extra hand. So as you navigate through life, go out of your way to chart the course worth following. Thank you.
Thank you, Zathan. At this time, I'd like to call our Student Council co-presidents, Max Sampson and Saul Thompson, to the stage to recognize this year's foreign exchange students.
This year, Mora High School had the blessing of hosting 5 exchange students, and it was truly fun to experience them here and have them talk about the stories from their home countries and their culture. We have Elise Westgard from Norway. We have Yiro Javier Lopez Esparza Taimi from Spain. Anastasia Sabulia from Ukraine. Silas Kuker from Germany. And Letizia Villa from Italy. And if any of you would like to come and talk about your experience at Mora High School, you can come up and do that now. We also have gifts to present to you, so come on stage.
Just wanted to say thank you for the Haas family. Great family. Couldn't ask for better. Great class, graduating. Great people and friends. Oops, freak. Oh, great year. I'll always remember this. And yeah, thank you.
Others can come up and accept their gifts. I don't think so.
Thank you, Max and Saul. I'd also like to thank the host families for foreign exchange students. We benefit a ton learning from their cultures. I can't thank host families enough, and I encourage others to consider that. It really helps us. Foreign exchange students, we're going to miss you, and thank you for spending your year with us. All right, so at this time, I'd like to recognize a few different groups. First off, I want to just point out right behind our student section, our senior section here, we have the first row is Mora School staff. There's some more in the second row. There's some that are seated in the bleachers. This is a group that is so dedicated and doesn't give up because they wanted to see you be successful. So at this time, could I have anyone who works for Mora Schools please stand up? Thank you. If you are in your program and you go to pages 7, 8, and 9, this is pretty amazing when you do the math. Local scholarships. So that's our community investing in these people in front of us. When Mr. Baki and I did the math, we added up over $120,000 for the Mora class of 2023. If you received a scholarship, would you please stand up at this time? Okay, next, if you're in the program and you go to page 4, right up there at the top, I'd like to recognize students who maintained a grade point average from 9th grade through senior year between 3.5 and 3.84. These students are wearing a bronze honor pin and they're graduating cum laude. Would you please stand at this time? All right, next we have students who maintained a grade point average between 3.85 and 3.99. They are wearing a silver honor pin today. They are graduating magna cum laude. Please stand. Next, we have our students who have maintained a grade point average of 4.0 or higher. They are wearing a gold honor pin, summa cum laude. Please stand. All right, next, if you go to the middle of page 4, we have our Honor Society students. They excel in a lot of different areas, such as scholarship, volunteering, character, service. If you are in Honor Society, would you please stand at this time? All right, hey, bottom of the page there, last but certainly not least, on page 4, we have our graduates who are choosing to fight for our freedom and for our safety and defend our great nation. Would the class of 2023 military recruits please stand? All right, seniors, it's the moment that you've been waiting for. I'd like to invite our school board members to come on up to present diplomas. Audience, I ask that you hold your applause until each row is finished getting their diploma so that we can hear the names when they're read. Row 1, please stand. We ready? Sarah Lynn Wren. Rita Janelle Erickson. Abigail Evangeline Ramberg. Autumn Sylvia Graninga. Haley Sue Vogie. Braden Timothy Flugie. Annabelle Ruth McGriff. Kate Mary Anderson. Morgan Lee Nordani. Brandy Alexandra Wellnitz. Lauren Ann Showers. Karina Mary Stanchfield. Caden Joe Lewis. Gus Daniel Lindeman. Victoria Cadence Dowdy. Marin Rose Ryan. Row 2, please stand. Avery Luke Nelson. Nolan J. McGaugh. Haley Ray Lemke. Alexis Cynthia K. Wellman. Molly Anna Holmgren. Saul Robert Thompson. Dallas Jerome Fix. Connor Scott Gamal. Tucker Ryan Hass. Max Peter Sampson. Maddox Carl Balmer. Mark John Perry. Jonah Michael Smart. Cole Thomas Gamal. Michael Eldon Mann. James Daniel Oslin. Row 3, please stand. Sophia Rose Steffen. Melena Shea Osmus. Lindsay Marie Nosbush. Taylor Lynn Hegberg. Taven Christopher Peterson. Dylan Walter Adams. Kaylee Diane Schifferly. Emma Louise Carlson. Madison Starr Brostrom. Grace Marie Gilly. Haley May Nordenstrom. Kenzie Marie McAdams. Connor James Hubbard. Sawyer Brian Smith. Sophia Leanne Peterson. Audrey May Peters. Row 4, please stand. Joseph Nelson Baki. Justin Matthew Ostrike. Brandon Thomas Peterson. Christian Scott Hanson Rude. Ashton Lee Gilly. Alan Zachary Ramberg. Rebecca Kaylee Johnson. Kimberly Ray Olson. Levi Leonard Dunsmore. Egan Gary Seaman. Michaela Lynn Stafford. Aurora Aries Field. Ariana Joyce Ann Hippen. Bailey Joe Gorsinger. Darlene Victoria Boylo. Kira Ray Nelson. Row 5, please stand. Oh, good. Zathan James Schultz. Jane Elizabeth Williams. Ryan Michael Hawkins. Dakota Lawrence Sand. Sierra Marlene Smith. Jasmine Marie Bellamy. Jack Andrew Lind. Jacob Thomas Tomlinson. Cameron Douglas Price. Jordan Paul Such. William James Stewart. Jeremiah Dean Brash. Anna Ruth Kerr. Riley Matthew Dahlberg. Nicole Hanley Louise Foster. Isabel Ray Sahlstrom. Row 6, please stand. Maya Rosalie Munson. Leland Connor Wellman. Hunter Daniel Westman. Jasmine Hope Nord. Emily Christine Hartog. Shaylin Elizabeth Mosky. Kiki Nu Yang. Keegan Adam Bradley O'Neill. Cullen James Hodson. James Andrew Kelling. Kenneth James Rant. Joshua Brian Bankers. Brent Rollin Krotzer. Clay Thomas Morgan. Logan Roger Anderson. Noah Michael Wickland. Row 7, please stand. Olivia Ella Katke. Alexis Ann Bonnie. Lily Lynn Hansen. David Brian Pauly. Anastasia Maximovna Tsibulia. Brian Stephen Ferraro Anchor. Aiden Charles Johnson. Yi Lang Max Chang. Devonte Marcus Shavers Needham. Leander Raymond Notch. Anthony Michael Nelson. Noah David Klapmeyer. Row 6, please stand. Kaylee Nina Larson. Angelica Marie Doring. Gavin Andrew Hare. Blake Alexander Brombach. Bryn Mackenzie Crouch. Could I have the class of 2023 please stand at this time? Mora School Board, I certify that these students sitting before us have met all graduation requirements of Mora Public Schools and of the state of Minnesota. When I count to 3, please move your tassels from right to left. 1, 2, 3. All right, before I introduce our final speaker today, I have just a few special thank yous. First off, Mr. Chris Jacobson and Ms. Rose Nelson for organizing this entire event. Our junior student council members, they're listed in the program here, Taya, Hazel, Lily, Michaela, Annalise, and Annalise for the awesome senior slideshow. Our amazing custodians for setting up today. Over here we have ECMEC, Mark Johnson, thank him for doing sound and live stream. Our Minnesota Honor Society members for serving as ushers today. Our guide-ons, Hazel and Legend. Lisa Tim and Repose Light for providing photography. Ms. McCulley's floral design class, and our FFA members for the amazing floral arrangement you see in front of me. Again, I want to thank our Mora Public Schools staff for their unwavering commitment to these students, making sure they are successful in the real world. You guys have a bright future, and our staff had a big part in that. So thank you, staff. Parents and guardians, I want to thank you for getting this group to where they are today. We want to be part of your village. We know that they need a village, and you work really well with us, and we're grateful to work well with you. So thank you, parents and guardians. And then last, I want to thank the class of 2023. You have been leaders at Mora High School. Our school climate, I mentioned on the announcement, that depends on you. Kindergarten through 11th grade, they watch everything you do. They want to be like you. And when you're proactive, accountable, respectful, that's contagious. And that makes us a great school. So please keep those traits up. That's going to help you in your life. Thank you for all you do, class of 2023. I want to just remind our audience to please stay seated after our next speaker until our last graduate has left the gym out of respect to the graduates. It is now time for the senior farewell given by Sophie Steffen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. When I was asked to write a speech for graduation, I was honored but overwhelmed. What do I say to my friends on the biggest day of their lives? Where do I even start? So I did what students of our generation do. I started to Google it. I found all kinds of quotes, such as, "Dear terrified graduates, you are about to enter the most uncertain and thrilling period of your lives. The stories you are about to live are the ones you'll be telling your children, grandchildren, and therapists." Or, "If they can make penicillin out of moldy bread, they can surely make something out of you." Well, those quotes were not exactly what I was hoping to use to inspire people. I began to talk to others who have been to many graduations and ask for their guidance and advice. The guidance and advice was about as diverse as you could imagine. So ultimately, I decided to stay close to our roots. We have grown so much together over the past 13 years. Today, I want to spend a little time reminiscing, remembering all of the hard work we've done and the work we still face in front of us. I want to focus on our future, on our dreams, on making mistakes, and on moving forward beyond today. After the ceremony, when you embark on the graduation tour, take the time to look at the old pictures, listen to the memories, and reminisce about your life up to this point. We have learned lessons about social studies, algebra, science, and English. And even though that content information may be important, it is not nearly important as who we were learning from or what we have learned about life along the way. Earning your high school diploma should not be the end of your learning. It is just a marker on the highway. We would do ourselves a disservice to say that we have finished our education. We should always be learning. The truly exciting thing about life is that there's no core curriculum. The entire thing is an elective full of lessons. Graduation is just a point along the road where young adults get to make choices about the direction they are headed, using the lessons up to this point in determining our path. On this path, I hope you are adventurous, take risks, and live boldly. However, don't ever forget where we came from and the lessons we've learned and the roots we were given. There's an old saying that sometimes we miss opportunities because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. I hope you have learned the skills to identify hard work as your opportunity to learn, to grow, to challenge yourself, and to rise to a new level you didn't know you had. Ann Launders once said, "We are given two ends, one to sit on and the other to think with. Success depends on which one we use the most." Graduates, I hope you find the work you love. When you're doing the work you're meant to do, It feels right, and every day is a bonus, regardless of your pay. Work hard not just because you can, but because it leaves a positive remark on the world. The world needs you. It needs each and every person in the gym to help make a positive difference in the lives of others. It needs us working in fields of service, in the trades, in the trenches, but most of all, working on improving the lives of others around us with our daily efforts and actions. This work is not for the faint of the heart, and conversely, it is not work that requires you to be a rocket scientist or educated with a 4.0. The world needs us to practice kindness, tolerance, and acceptance. It's being patient with a loved one, it's asking questions, and seeking to understand one another. These small, everyday acts of kindness shape our world, and I believe the world needs all of us to help build a better tomorrow. Graduates, at this point in your lives, we know who we are, yet we don't know what we may be. As graduates, we are heading off down our own individual paths full of dreams for our lives. I believe that we cannot just go into life with our dreams, but in order to dream, we must also be doers. Go out into this world and make a difference, every day with every interaction you have. Wherever you go, go with all of your heart. I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, the highest of your hopes, and the most special places your heart has ever known. Class of 2023, we've worked so hard and come so far. Michael Scott once said, "May your hats fly as high as your dreams." Hats off to us, we made it.